describe a little bit from your point of view what the main difference is between Rush in 2007 and Rush in the 70s? What is the main difference? Maybe what is the common ground, the red line?
I can't remember the 70s really, so it's hard to answer that question. I don't know, that's a long time ago, you know, that's 30 years ago. To ask me what my thinking was 30 years ago is it's like asking you, what were you thinking about 30 years ago in terms of your attitude towards writing an article? It's very hard to put myself back in that frame of mind, but you know, in the 70s we were much more interested in science fantasy, I guess, in terms of lyrical concepts. Musically, we were just finding out who we were as players. You know, we always strive to make our writing complex. In those days, we were more into long, sweeping, conceptual pieces, both lyrically and musically. Nowadays, I think we're just striving to write higher quality melodies, higher quality rhythmic passages, trying to make the tracks feel good as well as, have some sort of impact emotionally, try to get that balance of all those things. That is what songwriting is kind of all about. I would say that the production aspect of producing Rush in 2007 has returned a little bit to the past, in the sense that we try to simplify our approach to writing and recording and try to capture a performance that is more live than we have perhaps in the 90s and the 80s. And I think that is significant, and a significant common denominator between the way we recorded in the 70s. It was very much live, playing, and I think that was something that we had in our minds when we put this record together, and certainly our producer, Nick Raskulinecz, had that in his mind. So maybe there's a commonality there.
Mm-hmm. Has it become easier to write new songs, to produce new albums because of the experience, or has it become tougher because there are so many songs in the past that you must be careful not to repeat yourself? Because this experience is a thing that helps you, or is it become harder because of such a long history?
Well, I think both things are true. I think it's harder because you don't want to tread water. You don't want to, be on a treadmill doing the same thing over and over again. And it's easier just because it's not so fearful. When you were younger, it was all new and all experimental. Now you have some confidence about your abilities. You know things, and those things that you have confidence in, and so you can move forward more boldly without so much trepidation. So, at the same time, it's very easy to be complacent. It's very easy to take things for granted. And that's, I think, the danger of being an older band, is that you're going to do things automatically instead of from the heart. And I think that's why it's very important to have fresh production team around you that has that enthusiasm and makes sure that you are maintaining your enthusiasm.
Right. I remember when I did a phoner with Alex to the new album, that he told me one of the reasons that you returned to Germany after 3 years, not after more than 10.
Right.
The one reason is that you found out that you want the inspiration of Europe. You want the inspiration of the European market and of the European bands. Is that a kind of aspect that you say the main thing as a mature musician is to become fresh inspirations and fresh ideas?
Well, yeah, I can't say that I would agree with that statement Alex made, but we listen to different things and we have different ideas on where ideas come from, but it is really important to stay fresh. It is really important to be enthusiastic. You know, he listens to a lot more variety of music of new bands than I do, and I think that's a way that he stays excited. For me, it's always a challenge of writing, and as soon as I get in a situation where I'm writing music, I'm already excited. You know, that's to me the best part of the whole thing. You know, is to put something new together, and that electricity that comes from writing music. So, but yes, the short answer is it's important to have fresh inspiration. It's important to have fresh ideas, and no matter which way you choose to get that, it's okay.
Do you change arrangements of older songs time by
A little bit.
Yeah?
Depends, yeah, a little bit. Sometimes if we're going back to play an old song and we said, well, gee, why did we do that? Why don't we do it like this? So we'll change little things, change the arrangement a little bit, yeah.
The set list that you play tonight is the same as you play overseas?
Yeah.
So there is for you no difference between playing in America and Canada or in Europe?
No, I don't think so, yeah.
Okay. No.
We changed, there's one song we changed because we were playing Summertime Blues because it was the summer. It's not summer anymore, so.
All right.
So we changed that over to a different song.
I mean, if you're standing on stage, do you feel differences in mentality of your audience?
I don't know about mentality. I certainly feel the difference in the way they express themselves. You know, I don't know what the word is for that, but you know, Americans they're loud all through the show. You know, the British are quiet through the show and loud at the end, and you know, every country is somewhere in between that. Canadians are more quiet too than Americans. They're more like an English crowd.
What is easier for the band? If the audience is cheering and making fun, or is it if they listen very carefully, very concentrated?
Well, the more noise they make, the better we feel, but that's just because we're used to it. But to me, the most important thing is when I see them smiling. If I see them smiling out there, that's the thing that makes me happy, and that makes me want to play better. So that's what I look for in a crowd. I mean, of course, it's nice to be cheered for. Everybody has an ego. You know, we all like to be told, "Yay, you were great." But I like to see them smiling. If I see someone in the front row and he's miserable or she's miserable, like sometimes you see people and you can tell they drag their girlfriend to the show and she's sitting in the front row like this. That's a massive bummer for me. So I just like to know that something I'm doing is keeping them happy.
Yeah.
Then that's totally cool.
Yeah.